Hello, and welcome to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
It's nice to have a break this week so far to not to be doing yard work as soon as the sun is still burning.
I pretty much worked outside the last couple of days was all outside. All of the Wang Chung.
All of the Wang Chung. Hi.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the podcast.
Sad Dads Club podcast.
We got Foo over there.
And we got Jim over there.
And one of these days, we're both going to wake up dead.
From a tool to the brains.
Yeah.
Dead.
I just got up this morning. I think I had to pee, but I was like, fuck, I'm dead. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe I don't have to pee.
Saving TP because I'm dead.
Yeah.
Don't have to wipe shit anymore.
That's right.
I'm just dead.
Man, we had a heck of a weekend.
Did you?
Well, I think both
It
of
was
us
loaded.
did. Yeah.
Like 3 days, and
Yeah.
we were blitzkrieg.
I mean,
the
I took
entire-
a couple days off this week to extend the weekend because I just really felt like I needed some time off.
Right.
But then I think about the last 5 days, and it's just a blur.
Yeah.
Like, it was start to go Saturday through Wednesday.
Right. So Saturday, the crew, the homies,
Yeah.
we helped hashtag Hey Sara move to her new place down in Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
Many helping hands make short work.
That made a big difference.
And
I think I counted no less than 15 people there helping.
Right. And we had made conversation on our way back about how, that was roughly a 2, because of your speed limit, when you get closer to Santa Rosa, it locks you into not ludicrous speed.
Right.
So it's
Napa Valley miles per hour.
It's a drive, and you're hour 50 probably if you're being nice.
Yeah.
And no one batted an eye, right? You had made a comment. It was like, how many people would do this?
Yeah. Move somebody from
right.
Help move somebody
it's
from
different
Carmichael
if you're
to
like,
Santa Rosa.
that's a distance.
Yeah. Right.
And with the group of people that we all call family, friends, family, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Donna came down from Alta, which is like an hour plus drive, and zero fucks. It's like you
and
have
of
a need.
all the people that doesn't need to come do that, it's Donna, for F's sake.
Right. But zero fucks.
Yeah.
Like a friend in need, family in need, I'm there. What do you need?
And then even so, Donna made me feel like I was only half working. You know what I mean? Like I think she hulked out a couple times.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I saw her lift a mattress on her by herself.
Oh, really?
Up the stairs and move one of the couches with one hand.
Oh, like just straight up.
Yeah, no grunting or anything.
Clean and jerked it.
Yeah.
I was like, I need Dragon to help me with the barbecue. But Donna was just like eating shit into the living room.
She could have just thrown all the stuff over the fence into the patio, and then it would have been easier to get it in the house.
Yeah.
If we would have thought about it, Donna could have.
We could have just had Donna like.
Yeah.
What's that Scottish pole chucking? Thing that they do over there.
Yeah. Well, you have to wear a kilt to do it, but yes.
Shit.
Where they chuck the
you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, it's like almost like a telephone pole, and they flip it ass over tea kettle.
Yeah,
that's another one of those family things. Like
ass over. Let's think about that.
Ass over.
Let's break
kettle.
that down. Ass over
tea kettle. Yeah.
Why is your ass going over a tea kettle?
I don't know. Ass over.
You need to steam your anus. Ass over tea kettle.
You've never heard that one?
And I don't think so.
I'll look it up. Oh, that's like a common one.
Oh.
You fall down, you go ass over tea kettle.
No.
Is
your tea kettle your wiener?
It could be.
I mean, is that?
I mean,
are we just like?
I don't know.
Anatomy?
I don't know if it's like supposed to be anatomically correct with like bottom pot and wang spout.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what I'm assuming.
I mean, what if you're a female? Do you just go ass over ass?
You have a tea kettle. It's just backwards.
Ass over curtain.
Yeah. I'm sure. Mud flaps.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh boy.
You're like Jesus and me. We had a whole conversation in the car back about fucking farts and upholstery.
Well, think about it. If you buy a used car, right? Because I'm going to bring it up now that you said so.
Here we go.
Think about how many farts are stored in the cushions of that car. And they're not yours.
Right.
So every time you sit down, a little puff of someone else's farts that they've let in there.
It's like that foam, that upholstery foam.
Yeah.
Has filtered out.
Probably unless it's like leather or vinyl seating.
Someone else's gas.
It's probably repelled it fairly well. Yeah. But if it is a cloth seat, oh my, you're storing. That's like you always talk about, like, if I could can my farts, I could run a car off of it. Well, I mean, you're pretty much doing that with a seat.
Yeah, just passing a filter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's... Yeah, I mean,
I don't consider myself a gaseous person, but I know some people, and I'd be curious to know how damaged their seats are,
or if they've ever gotten pink eye.
Yeah, because you go to find your keys or something, you drop down there and just like hit your seat, and bam, pink eye.
Yeah, you drop a sandwich between the seats. Oh damn! And then
you're
skin.
I mean,
your
that
face.
Happens to everybody.
Yeah,
you drop in a sandwich.
Oh damn! I went down and I need to get one of those things that protects my sandwich.
Where'd I leave my beef curtains? Oh, pink eye.
Yep.
Damn. Game over.
Yeah, you just touched the wrong place.
Where do I need? Now I need antibiotics.
Yeah. I mean, it's a problem. But yeah, that was I mean, I enjoyed the drive. I enjoyed it. Didn't really feel like it was a lot of work.
Yeah, and I think of the 3 days this weekend, it was the least hot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was hot. Everybody broke a sweat, I'm sure.
I mean, Santa Rosa was cool.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
I was like the low 80s or something.
Yeah. First ride in a Tesla, which I was giddy as a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
I was nerded out. So I had never been in one.
Yeah.
The amount of shit just going on, like always, so it was a completely new experience to me. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Well, what struck me was because he's switching between auto drive and not auto drive, or normal driving.
Right.
But you can hear the system is bonging. Right, every time it switches between the two.
Yep.
And then, so there's just constantly bonging and weird alerts going on.
And as I described it to Venus, I said, if that was one thing that would probably irritate me after a while, it would be the constant, like, and maybe those can be muted, I don't know. But in some situations, like when I'm driving the Explorer, it happens to me on like long drives where it doesn't ever happen to her, but like on drives to SoCal, as I'm driving cruise control or whatnot, I'll tend to just have like one hand, like lower part of the wheel, and one is like just on my leg or something, and I do like these just small micro corrections.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, the Explorer tends to like see that as triggered as like drowsy driving or something.
Oh.
And so I'll constantly get like the little beepy warning.
Pay attention, motherfucker.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Yeah. Are you tired? If you need to pull over. And, I'll look at Venus like, what?
Because I always thought that was a thing where it like monitored your eyes, and if your eyes were getting heavy, then...
if it's doing that, I got nothing. Yeah. And it, maybe I just,
or maybe it was just a light touch on the wheel or something.
I don't know. Anyway, but the nagging, like the nanny state that I tend to get in the Explorer, like, okay, listen, I get it. Just let me go.
I mean, I wonder if part of it is just the amount of traffic we were seeing, because especially around in the Napa Valley area, it's a lot of 2-lane road.
Yeah.
And we had this discussion on the way, you weren't in the car, on the way down, about how one of the problems that these self-driving setups have is that the roads markings vary wildly depending on where you're at.
Oh, absolutely.
And so there was at one point there was like some weird alarm that kicked on, and so I asked Will, "Hey, what was that?" He goes, "Oh, there was a lane split. Like the roads like had a new lane, and it didn't know what lane to be in, so it alarmed like you need to take over." You know, and his hands never left the wheel, so he always had his hands on the wheel. But there are these situations where the roads are so different everywhere. You know, sometimes you're not going to have lines on one side, you're going to have a line on the other, or you have a dash line, or maybe no lines and just a blue dot
road.
Yeah, all different kinds of situations. And in this case, a new lane opened up to the right. And then the Tesla was like, I don't know what lane I'm supposed to be in.
Not even my artificial intelligence knows what the fuck is going on.
And so that was interesting. And you could hear those alarms kick on every once in a while, like it was the Tesla going, fuck, I don't know what's happening. Make sure you're driving.
Yeah. And I could see, too, if he was going in and out of autopilot, I understand that there would probably, during autopilot sequences, the alerting needs to be there. I get it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's entirely possible that was probably what was going on. If some of those were actually when he was in a manual, I'd be like, it's a little bit much me. Yeah. But I didn't realize my perspective, since I was sitting behind him with tons of leg room, by the way. Tons.
There was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
another discussion.
I couldn't see him going in and out of autopilot, but as a passive person blind to how he was driving, there was like bells and alerts. And that's probably good for someone that, I mean, if you're not going to pay attention during autopilot, then you shouldn't be using it to begin with. Right. So it was net new.
Yeah.
It was slightly annoying, but I would understand that those were probably in place perhaps when he was in autopilot, and I get it. Totally get it. It was amazing.
Well, I think a lot of, like I said, the bongs were happening when it was like he was switching between autopilot and manual.
Makes sense.
And then sometimes there would be alarm sort of sounds, and I'd be like, what is that? And he's like, oh, you know, it's like telling me I need to drive because it doesn't know what's happening.
Right.
It couldn't figure out what was happening with the road.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Or what lane it needed to be in. It couldn't figure out.
Right.
So just interesting.
The whole interface of a screen as your main input for the driving experience, and how all of the LiDARs and radars and all the sensors and whatnot were actually painting vehicles live in the actual form factor that they were.
Yeah.
You weren't getting like you're passing a truck and a sedan and everyone and they looked on the screen as like a standardized car vehicle thing.
Yeah.
As it got closer and could identify a truck from a subcompact, it would paint a truck with a tailgate of relative size. Small cars that were subcompact got painted like they were. It was absolutely
cones
cool
show
to,
up and all kinds of stuff.
Totally cool to see as a fucking tech nerd.
Yeah.
I was geeking out in the back seat, just like craning my head to like watch the screen and like see all the cool shit that was going on. As we got closer and needed the charging thing needed like a small route adjustment to get a little bit more charge so that we could detour to Sarah's house and he would have enough to get home. The active map choosing of like picking supercharger stations, super easy. Yeah. It wasn't like he was fumbling or, it wasn't non-intuitive. It looked like.
And super fluid.
Yeah. Nothing lagged or burped that I saw, but it's possible that happens other times. I won't say that it's not possible.
Yeah.
But everything that he needed as a driver for an EV seemed to be right there. Nothing fucking crashed. And then when we stopped to charge, we spent 2.5 minutes,
it was like
3 minutes tops.
Yeah.
Spent $2-ish in charge.
Yeah.
And done, gone, bang, game over.
Yeah.
and then we were back proceeding. Super cool experience.
Yeah, it was
like
neat.
I look forward to this being available for everybody to experience. I can't hope enough for the EV trend to catch on and have more price points for more affordability for everybody.
Now, I did think the oddity, because this was a Model 3.
Mm-hmm.
The weird thing to me is how everything in the car is controlled by that touchscreen. You want to open the glove box, touchscreen. You want to adjust the AC vents because it's just like one big vent across the dash.
Right. Yeah.
You got to pop something up and like monkey with something, and it shows you what's happening with the airflow.
Right.
And so it's like every little thing, every little nuanced part of the car is done in the touchscreen.
So as like a tech guy too, you can see like, bottleneck.
Yeah.
That's a little. There's a little trepidation there.
Yeah.
Like, what if? Now, I can't say that I've ever run across something where there's been an issue with that being a problem. Have you?
Well,
has there ever been like an ECU and it's stranded or fucked someone while driving?
Oh, I'm sure it's happened. I don't know. I mean, I read stuff on Jalopnik, and
I wonder what that scenario looks like. You're like driving down the road, not on autopilot.
Yeah.
And the computer tanks. Like, what happens? There's got to be a backup, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Now we got a question for Will.
Yeah.
Hashtag
I have no idea. Or if that's even happened. Because that's another thing. I mean, computers crash, I mean,
yeah.
Your software better be good. You're talking about something that controls every aspect of the car. I mean, that whole thing is a computer basically with hardware around it.
Yeah.
That's what's nuts about it. Whereas internal combustion engines, they have computers that manage stuff, but like they still have an engine,
Right. Well, okay, awkward segue, right?
Yeah.
So we then on our way home, as we're within 1.5 miles, 2 miles of the house, right?
Yeah.
We start rolling up on a dude with an internal combustion engine.
Yeah.
Old school pushing out the driver's door, pushing his car on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And you're like,
should we help him?
And I'm like, well, yeah. So you should we? Yeah. How? Fuck. I don't.
Well, what's funny is I rolled past him and you got out, and I was like, my goal was to figure out how to get back behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the time we had made the decision to help the guy, and then I look up in my rearview mirror, and you're pushing, and your guys are gaining on me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, damn, here they come. So I rolled down the street and kind of pulled out and like kind of did a U-turn to get behind you. And then by that time, you guys were doing
I was fucking booking it
5 or 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And because I think it was kind of a little downhill right there.
Yeah. And then
you don't really even
I
notice
was straight jogging with the car.
Yeah. And then you get to the corner, and it was like an uphill at that point.
Yeah.
So I like pulled in as close as I could get to you guys while you were moving, got out. And by the time I got out, you were still way ahead, and I had to run up and catch you.
Yeah.
And then we push it up over to the top of the hill, and I could see it was downhill. And I look back, and my car is way back there. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go get the car. So by the time I get the car and then come back to get you, you guys had already pushed it up in front of his house.
Yeah.
And got in the car.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty quick. It was as we started it, I'm yelling like, hey, you need help? And he's like, how much time do you have? Like, and I'm like, do you need help?
That was a total of like maybe 6 or 7 minutes. Yeah. That's what it seemed like.
It was no big deal.
Yeah.
And then as we got close to the last part, like 100 yards to his driveway, there's a bro party of a bunch of people doing cornhole and drinking beer, and we're rolling up on them. These two guys who are already flop sweat.
Yeah.
And I look over, and they're like looking at me, and the guy is, the driver, owner of the vehicle. We're hoping.
Right.
He's head down doing, one hand wheel and pushing out the door, and I look over the guys. They're looking at me, and I say, there's plenty of room on the bumper here, guys. And then they emptied the bleachers, so to speak. And then we got the last 75 yards of 5 dudes.
Because by the time I rolled around the corner, you guys were all walking towards me. And I was like, oh, damn, they got some help right here. And then I realized, oh, they're from that corner house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had said that his battery, we didn't really cover if he had pushed it through the intersection, but he said he was doing DoorDash. It's possible. When I looked up the car, it's possible he had a, bad battery.
A battery or an alternator.
That had gone south.
Yeah.
Now, he was also he had earbuds in.
Yeah, what was that?
Which led me to believe if he wasn't listening to the audio, I'm almost wondering if there was a known electrical something and he had just hit the end. And, it gave up the ghost on his last set of drives around. So
he said something to the effect of, I think I might have DoorDashed too much and did. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. Like, that's weird.
I'm not going to.
But help the guy get his car home. I mean,
we literally pushed it to where he wanted it.
Yeah.
And I got in the car.
Yeah.
We drove away, and it was just like goodwill.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
I felt good. It was good karma.
Yeah.
We did good that day.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And then when you dropped me off here, I needed like fucking 5 minutes of like.
It was, you were
I was telling the kid, I'm like, I did 30 days of CrossFit in 15 minutes.
It's like a half a mile of car pushing.
I'm like, fuck. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. It couldn't have worked out better for that guy because it's not that busy of a road.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then back into the neighborhood, which wasn't terrible.
And the 2 nicest guys in Roseville.
Well, you did most of the work.
We were talking, about jumping cars in the last couple of podcasts, and like the goodwill of like, hey, people don't really stop anymore.
See, and I didn't have my jumper cables.
Right.
My daughter has
Did you charge your battery?
No.
Did you look at that?
No.
You've been on fucking PTO and you haven't checked your battery.
Oh, I haven't been busy.
Yeah.
I haven't been busy at all.
Like you fucking just been laying around the house naked.
Uh-huh. Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, we went to the beach, so that was fun.
You went. I didn't recognize the name of the beach.
Rodeo Beach. It's in Marin Headlands. So just north of what is the lighthouse there? The one that's in the Marin, like right out, straight out from the.
Too many.
Anyway, whatever that lighthouse is, just south of there. Beautiful beach. Did some hiking around.
Yeah.
Took the dog with us. The sand isn't normal sand. It's very grainy rock.
Okay.
It's bigger than regular sand, but not. It's not like you're walking on pebbles.
Right.
But it's really coarse.
Okay.
And like kind of reddish brown colored. Really interesting. Yeah, really. And the beach was beautiful. And it's all part of that old military stuff.
Oh, by Bragg?
No, not that far north. It's just out. So if you go, where you go to the overlook?
Yes.
That looks over like in Marin Headlands?
Yes.
That looks over the Golden Gate Bridge?
Yes.
If you follow that, you'll end up at the very corner, there's the lighthouse. And if you keep following the road around, it goes north, and you come up on that beach like really quick, like in a couple minutes. But beautiful. There's a bunch of like fortifications up there for the coast. Awesome. I mean, it was with no cell service, which was really cool. No one could use their phone. It was really awesome. And we like hung out at the beach and ate food and played in the water. And
what'd you drive?
The CRV, because we had 5.
Oh,
that would have never worked in my car.
No,
not with the drivetrain tunnel.
Oh,
the hump. That's one thing about rear-wheel drive cars is the
who's
hump.
riding bitch.
Yeah. But yeah, we had a good time. That was fun, and it was good to go to the beach and just have some time away.
That was Sunday or the holiday day?
That was Monday.
Was it?
Yeah. I don't even remember what we did Sunday.
Put the pool together?
No, that was
Monday, Tuesday.
That was
Tuesday
today. Tuesday?
You were you had it almost full. Yeah, when did you put it together?
Tuesday. Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Morning.
I started working on it early, like 9 or earlier than that. 7:30 or something.
Midday, you came by and brought me Dutch, so you had to have had it together already because we were talking about it.
Yeah, so we got a new pool. We had an old, like, just above ground cheap Intex pool, and the thing like started to fall apart. All the legs were rusting out, and we had it for many years. It was like the kids were young when we got it, so we took it down. And part of the COVID bullshit was that you could not find a replacement.
Right.
We had been looking for a replacement for like over a year.
Everyone's at home. It's hot. Everyone wanted a pool.
Right.
And all of those affordable pools sold the fuck out.
And I think Intex stopped manufacturing for a while. I think that there was
supply chains, blah, 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 COVID.
So Shan has been like looking daily, and she found one in Sparks in Nevada. And I'm like,
that's what Venus goes, Nevada?
Yeah.
And I went, yes.
And I'm like, I'm not going to fucking Sparks, right? So she keeps looking, and she finds one in Woodland.
Oh.
And I'm like, cool, order it. We'll go pick it up.
Right.
And then that order goes through, and then like an hour later, it's like, sorry, that is unavailable. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, fuck. So I'm like, if the one in Sparks, just order it, we'll go get it. So we end up driving to Sparks, and the thing barely fit in the CRV. And brought it home as like a 4.5 hour round trip to go get a pool. So anyway, on Tuesday, got up early. I just wake up early now for no reason.
Yeah.
Started going out. I went out in the back, started cleaning up the pad where the new pool was going to go, where the old one was. But I needed to get it cleaned up, and we didn't really do a good job of leveling it last time. So I'm like, I'm bound, set, and determined to make sure the pool is nice and level. And so I worked. Oh, that's what I did on.
Could not have been Saturday. We were fully booked.
I think it was
Saturday.
on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think it was on Sunday. I worked on that on Sunday. So, but on, I did. I worked on the pad on Sunday. So then, like I said, on Tuesday, I went out to we had set the pool up, and it was just sitting there. And, but I wasn't going to put water in it until I got the legs all kind of leveled out and stuff.
Right.
Gosh, it's like crazy because I've totally drawn a blank on all the timelines. But got the legs all leveled up, got the top of the pool nice and level, and then started filling it in. And we had 2 hoses going into it. It took about 14 hours, I think, to fill it.
That's not bad.
No.
I honestly, like, when the first picture I saw, and I went, how many days is it going to take to fill it?
Well, it's like 5,050 gallons, I want to say.
Yeah.
It's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water.
So,
but then 4 or 5 hours later, I got a picture with 2 hoses, and I went, well, fucking, now we're cooking with gas.
Yeah.
So,
which is funny because you turn the second hose on, you see the first hose dim out a bit, but now you got 2 streams of water.
So congratulations, the 10% that everyone else in Roseville is being asked to conserve went to your 5,050 gallon fucking pool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it could have been bigger.
Hey,
it wouldn't have fit.
It wouldn't have fit. You would have had it, but it wouldn't have held water.
Yeah, I mean, there's no water left in the lake, but it's all in my backyard.
Hey, you snooze, you lose. Sorry about them aquifers.
Yeah. So, I had to get like all the old pump cleaned up and like the old filter cleaned out. It was nasty.
So you reused those parts from the old pool?
Yeah.
Or
so
did it come with it?
The pool it's a complete kit. So it comes with a filter and stuff.
Okay.
But the filter they give you with it is just a tiny little piece of shit filter. And I had already purchased before like an upgraded sand filter pump.
Okay.
Which I think is like 2,800 gallons per hour or something like that. So it'll cycle through the pool in like 2 hours.
Okay.
in less than 2 hours.
Right. Yeah.
But so, and it has a sand filter instead of like a cartridge filter, and they're super easy to clean and maintain. But it had been sitting there in the sun, so it had all kinds of shit inside it, and so I had to do a bunch of work to like get it cleaned out, so that we're not pumping all that nasty shit into the new pool.
Right.
So I worked on that, and yeah, so it's all working. Got it all chlorinated up. And
I was gonna say, is it salt or the
currently it's not salted. I have a salt setup, but when we got rid of the old pool, I wasn't entirely sure that the salt system was doing its job because I was constantly low in chlorine. Because it's like I had to replace the salt thing at one point, and I don't know if it's just not rated for the amount of water I'm pumping through it, or what the situation was. It seemed like it was always low on chlorine. So at the moment, I am just using chlorine and
bromide
acid.
Chlorine tabs in a floaty, or spraying it.
Yeah, just
pellets or whatever.
I'm doing liquid chlorine.
Hey.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know.
Get in, get cool. I don't really give two fucks.
We were in it today.
Yeah. God
damn, it's so nice to like. It's hot as shit. It's 102 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're in the pool, and it's like it doesn't register. It's awesome.
Enjoy my pina colada in my pool, bitches.
Yeah, and I'm like telling my wife, I'm like, should we be moving the little refrigerator out of the garage to the back? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like today, I got up. The pool was basically set up. We had the old ladder in it. I had to put the new ladder together because the old ladder literally was rusting away.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, so got rid of that thing, took it apart this morning.
So will you, having not had the pool functioning for a year and change, a year and a half?
Yeah.
Or 2 years?
Probably 2 years.
So are you, how big of a electric bill bang are you expecting to see next month? For that size of pool, as cheap as it was, affordable as it was.
Yeah.
Do you pay for it in the back end on
you
your pump?
do see a hit in the electric bill because you got to run the pump for a number of hours.
But is it like, ouch, this stings?
No, it's worth it.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not a terrible hit.
Right. You just couple slow over the pants.
Yeah.
Pays for it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like who needs it?
I just call Roseville Electric and I'm like, hey,
who needs a hand job over there? Because I'd like to work off some of this bill.
Yeah.
I got a new pool, but
I
also got a shake weight, so I'm good to go.
We were joking about the water bill
Yeah. Well, we're in the voluntary conservation, so
well, you
I don't
still
think
pay.
We're going to see any massive overages, are we, for water usage?
Well, I mean, no, but you're still paying.
Oh yeah, you're going to pay for the water, but
yeah.
You're not getting penalized for water.
Not that I know of.
Not yet.
And it's not like it's flowing down the gutter. It's going into a thing.
Right.
And being used. So people are putting pools in their backyard all the time and filling them with water.
Yeah.
So I do wish mine was an in-ground, but at this point, I'm happy just to have something to go cool off in. So.
Yeah.
And we had the dog swimming in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't think he'd ever swam before, but it's well, I mean, it's funny how it's
prairie country.
It's like inherent, right? It's literally in the genes. You get them over the water, and the legs just automatically start going.
Do the thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's the water.
Mm-hmm.
And he does not like the pool. I'm just gonna say he doesn't care for it.
No, not.
No.
I want no part of it, Daddy.
No, in fact, we would have, and the water's cold, and that's probably part of it.
Oh, yeah.
But we had him swimming back and forth, and so he swam to me, and I was holding him, and he was like,
I want no part of that.
Yeah, and so I'm standing near the edge of the pool, and I'm like, hey, do you want to swim to Mom? Because Mom's on a floaty, and he can sit on her. And so I go to put him in the water, and he does this, hey, there's the edge of the pool. If I fucking jump, I can get out of here.
Oh.
He leaps off of, like, literally like a ballerina style, like,
ejection.
Ninja kick thing off of me and lands in the water, like, kind of close to the edge of the pool, not hitting it or anything, but close. And we were like, whoa, because he just like, he's like, I'm out.
I need to go.
I got to get out of this.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, and then he was like, oh, I got caught.
Shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
No, sir.
So it's funny, but we still have some stuff to buy. I got to get it like a.
Is it a prison?
No, like a, what do you call it? Damn it.
Floaty.
No, the skimmer.
Oh.
To skim the top.
Like a net? Or are you talking about like a little guy that floats around and
no,
does
it's like
on his
it's
own?
like a thing that hooks up to the pump that sits in the water, like it floats and then it pulls water into it. The like dirt and stuff that's sitting on the top, leaves go into it, and then it's a basket that you pull out and clean, so that you don't have to like constantly scoop the top.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then we have a little automatic thing that goes around the pool that's from the old pool.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it still works, but I got to check it, because it actually hooks up to the output of the pump.
I would say, so it's like a Venturi thing. Is that how it moves around?
Yeah, it like gets driven by the water that's coming out of the pump, and it rolls around the bottom of the pool, and then it sucks stuff into it, and it has a little basket inside it that you empty.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to get that going. But
sounds like Timmy's mom.
Sucking up stuff.
Into the basket?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Except it's not a basket, it's a uterus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Floppy meat hole.
Oh, God. So, anyway, it's fun, and it's exciting. We have a pool again. It's not... And, like, we have now... All the thirds of the backyard are put together, basically.
Yeah. Have you done... Because I'm not going to get a pool. Have you done, since you've owned your home, any sort of misting system?
That's funny that you're asking, because I was just saying yesterday, I'm like, I need to look up a misting kit because I want to put misters on the edge of the patio cover.
Yeah.
And that would just help with being able to spend time out back.
So I was looking, I bought a kit. It was like 75 feet with 50 brass. So
yeah.
Some of my apprehension in getting into that is the ones that I've always had direct experience in, like tactile looking at, are all the very, very DIY. It's like the 3/4 inch PVC that's running as like an exoskeleton around your eaves,
right?
Or it's on a pergola or something like that.
Yeah.
And you've drilled holes and you've bought the brass mist fittings and you've threaded it into the PVC.
Right.
To me, while that's not outside my capabilities, the semi-permanence of trying to rig up a framing of perfect PVC angles and whatnot is always like off-putting. It's like, I don't have that kind of time,
Yeah.
And I want to say the last probably 3 to 5 years, it's like I didn't necessarily, the kits that I would see at like home improvement stores, everything is locked in. So it's you get 20
fixed with.
Yeah, it's 25 feet of misting, and here are where all of the nozzles are, and you have to work around that. And while some of those are affordable, it's like, well, now I've gone from being able to completely customize the where I want it. Right. Now it's I have to buy something that maybe I've got I have to work around a nozzle that has no purpose where it should be, and maybe,
right.
Or the hose length is not the right length. Right. So, but this year, obviously, we've in our area, in Northern California, we've been without rain for way too long, and we're already in drought conditions. The heat started way earlier than normal. And what that has done specifically for, in a property of our size here, I've noticed, one, not only is it hot, but the dust is up too. So now it's like I can see the air filters are clogging earlier. It's like if I want to try and help mitigate the air conditioning in my energy bills, and reduce dust, I got to start looking at misting systems. And the couple of things that I found is that you can, if you've got the mist stuff set up in the right places, you can lower the temperature anywhere between 5 to 20 degrees,
Right.
Depending and how you've got it oriented. So it's not guaranteed anything, but there is a heat loss if you've got something. So I bought like a 75-foot length, but it also affords you, like, here are your nozzles, and it's essentially a tube that you get to put your nozzles wherever you want.
Uh-huh.
And, like, to me, that was like, here we go. This is that perfect mix between...
Where did you find it?
Amazon.
Oh.
Because
Are you going to send me the link now?
Yeah, I'll send. Okay. I'll put the link. I wanted to actually see something that I had done the research and found on Amazon. I really wanted to, like, plus if I could support a local something,
right.
I was looking for that anyway. But I would like to have put my hands on it to see, okay, so this is how this is going to work. Could I buy extra parts for elbows and whatnot locally if I need it? I did not see anything at Home Depot. And I swear in the past I had. So
I would say that those were going to be Home Depot or Lowe's,
right.
the two main places
now,
you're going to find that.
Right. I did not make it over to Lowe's, but as I was telling Venus, I'm like, from memory, I want to say I've seen it in their irrigation aisle as like a kit, but I just flat out didn't make it over there.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anything at Home Depot. So when I got home, I'm like, well, I think it was, God, I want to say under $50
mm-hmm.
for 75 feet with X amount of nozzles that it's like create your own line kind of thing.
Yeah.
So to me, it was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, I'll use it somewhere else.
And does it come with elbows and tees and everything?
I didn't see elbows. That's what was my biggest concern, because if I want to run it kind of where I've got my boardwalk, so I want at least an L. Now you can use the T's of the like the fittings themselves with the nozzles can actually be reoriented in a way that allows you to make a T in a different way. But an elbow for the line was my big concern. Yeah. But I figured I'll get the kit so that I can get my hands on it to see, oh, well, this is just 1/4-inch OD tubing, and I can go buy an elbow and make it work. But without having it, I was like tired of, we're already in 100-degree weather. I'm like, I need to get something here, and even if it's just me wrapping a giant donut around something outside so that I can just see proof of concept. I'm like, I got to get the ball rolling, and I'll work through the rest, but.
I've been talking about it for a while, but like you said, it's sort of one of those things where it's like the off-the-shelf kits, like, I'm like, very nervous about, because I don't want something that I'm like forced into having a nozzle somewhere I don't care.
Right. And in my situation, I've got more than 10 and 25 feet to go from the faucet, like a garden hose spigot.
Right.
And the amount because my yard is large, the amount of run that I would need is well over 25 anyway. So it's like, then I'm like, can you pigtail into another set? And now I've got 20 feet of extra, and.
Right.
So now that there's this option where you can, a la carte and just crimp the end and plug it and put your nozzles however you want, spraying in a direction that you want, all of that's controlled. I'm like, I'll do it.
Sold.
Yeah, let's go. Money.
All right. Well, when we're done here, I want to look at it.
Yeah. I'll pull it up.
That's what you do.
Oh, yeah. I'll just whip it out.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's something that we were literally just talking about, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's just, it's so hot where the back of our house faces south, and so you just get pummeled with sun. And
and we've lowered some of our energy bills with we've talked in the past, the oleanders on our southern facing wall.
Right.
those have taken gangbusters and have also taken a huge amount of heat away from our main bedroom wall.
Yeah.
So, and usually in the summer, I'm out like hosing down the pea gravel because I can actually feel, I can tell. But, if I'm not constantly out there wetting the pea gravel, everything heats back up, and then it's just a fucking oven that pushes hot air. Generally, the air in the backyard moves one way, and that's towards the house. So if I can have misters going, even if it's on a timer, and if it works out that the affordability of the misting is not that much of a game changer as far as the water bill, I'll leave that on if it takes off the electric bill.
Right.
Or even affords us in earlier evening to just open the doors because a cool breeze from the misters is working just fine.
Yeah, you're basically creating a giant swamp cooler, essentially.
Yeah. So I look forward to it. I think it comes tomorrow or sometime this week.
Okay, you don't have it yet.
No. Oh yeah, I don't have it. I ordered it. I thought you were talking about Link.
You got me all excited.
I'll just show you the other hose. Oh, hey.
It's like a one nozzle.
One nozzle. It fills your 10 millimeters.
Man. Yeah, so it's been a long weekend outside in the heat, and I kept sending you pictures like I'm in the pool and it's ankle deep, and I was in the pool a lot, just like, and it was like my feet were just my radiator. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It was hot as shit, but because my feet were in the cold water, it didn't even really know.
Yeah. I'm envious. Yeah. Like we were talking like those price points for those types of pools. I can understand why they're hard to come by.
Yeah.
Like a 16-foot diameter at under $700.
Under $600.
Under $600.
Yeah. A full kit.
If you've got that kind of space,
yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
and you've got
it's
heat.
Everything in one box. I mean, like I said, it's the entire pool. I mean, I was joking around with Chandler. I'm like, it came with the water, but it's the pool, the liner, all the legs, and the pump, and all the hoses, and everything you need, minus the water and the chemicals, to get up and running with your own pool. And it's pretty quick. They say on the box, and I think they're full of shit, that you can set it up in about 45 minutes. Actually, you probably can.
If you had a level space, right? If you weren't doing you were just propping the pool up.
Well, here's the thing. When you go to put the things together, like it's like a tube with like a T fitting that's got a specific shape, so it makes the circle.
Right.
And the circle, when you put them all together and then come all the way around, now you've got to put these two together, and they're overlapping like this. So how do you get a fitting that's this wide when the hoses, the pipes are overlapping like this to get them together when the pool won't move, when all the bits don't move? So that last hunk of getting the circle together was really, really hard to do. Struggled with that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's all doable, of course.
Throw meat at it.
I did. Well, it was one of those things where it was like, I can't get this together. Well, I'm going to put the legs on, and that'll help, like, put the pool in a position where I can do it.
Right.
Get all the legs on, it's worse. And I'm like, God. So then I had to take all the legs back off after reading the directions.
Hey.
I mean, I was reading the directions, but I was like, I got frustrated to the point where I just was like, all right, I'm just going to move on to the legs. I'll get that put together. And then I go read the directions. It's like, don't put the legs on until you get this last part. and it's like encouraging you. You can do it though, kind of thing. And I'm like, fuck. Okay. So then I had to go take all the legs back off. And then I realized once the legs aren't on, you're not battling with multi-dimensional. You can twist it and turn it out just enough to get it and then kind of push it.
Yeah.
So they kind of clip together.
Yeah.
And then once that was in, it was like, okay, legs. And then it was quick.
Yeah. That's like the old school, how we would have had to fix your crushed PVC pipe. Like that type of shit,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Because I kept telling Jen, I'm like, I don't see how it happens. How does it? We're like 4 or 5 inches like this, overlapping. and they need to be separated and inside of a sleeve. So we've got to move it like 7 or 8 inches probably to get them to like spread out and get put
and then come in.
Yeah, into the coupler. And I'm like, I don't understand how it's gonna. I don't see how it's gonna happen. Physically, like physics says this isn't gonna happen. You know what I mean? And
then it did.
They were right in the directions.
If
If you just read the directions.
read the directions.
Yeah. So anyway,
I spent a good outside of normal yard work projects that I had. I was bitching and moaning. We have these solar lights that we hang from shepherd hooks. That we really, really like. They have glass in them, so they project really nice. And they had these, what was unbeknownst to me, these proprietary batteries, but they lasted multiple years, whereas your garden variety $24.99 for an 8-pack of solar lights are like done after a year, maybe.
Right.
These were 3-4 years. Like these batteries were tanks, but over time, 3-4 years, I don't care what solar yard thing you've got, the panel, the little panel on top starts to oxidize and take a shit.
Yeah.
So I had decided, well, I need to replace these with something else anyway. And I had taken them all off and like opened them up. I'm like, well, I just bought a new rechargeable stack of fucking Amazon rechargeables, AA's. I'm like, first thing I'm going to do, I'll soap and wash these, put new AA's in. These things will be good to go. So I get them all apart, open up the battery compartment, and it's these dwarf 3.7 volt fucking things. And I instantly saw red about proprietary batteries and just about lost my shit. And then I went, well, this is not worth my time anymore. I'm just going to start chucking these. So I start putting them in a garbage can. And then I'm telling Venus, I'm like, now I got to go buy new fucking solar lights because I'm not, and these are all, the time and the batteries and where are you going to find, I was done. I was fucking pissed and I was done. And so then I'm looking on Amazon for replacement ones that looked close, and found plenty, but none had the like a hook or a loop on the top of the light itself to hang it from. Yeah. So then I'm like, well, now I've thrown these all away.
You're set up in a situation that you like,
and now I have no answers. Yeah. Because I was just at both midweek last week. I was at both looking at lights and found nothing. So that's why I was like, well, I'll just refresh these. Right. Pissed. I ended up having to make a run.
That is the worst. Honestly, that is one of the most frustrating things.
I don't need to. Like, I was already baked into this place where it was like, I can DIY and refresh these, probably with just batteries. They were all working until I outlived the cycle life of the batteries, or the oxidation on the solar panels on top had probably prevented efficient charging.
Right.
So I was baked into that solution, and everything went fucking Murphy's Law train wreck.
Well, and that's the thing too, is this is the problem I have with Christmas hanger stuff for lights and shit on the outside of the house.
Okay.
I find clips and things like that I love, and then somehow or another, like they're hard to find.
Right.
You can't find them.
Right.
But your setup is in this like a way that you like it. It's doing what you want.
Right.
But now I have to figure out some other fucking solution, and nothing compares.
Right. It's like I wasn't looking to replace the lights.
No.
I was just looking to fix them.
Yeah.
They were working fine.
Yeah.
Like my hangers.
Yeah. How's ripping shirts off your hangers going?
Fuckers, my collars are all blown out now. So I was at Home Depot getting paint for some other projects, and I'm doing my hate walk through the solar lights to like hope maybe there's some option that has like a hanging loop on the top of the light. found nothing. But I happened to have to dodge some other dude and his like horde of dogs who were all his like sympathy dogs. I don't know. But in my jostling to get around this guy, I see the proprietary batteries.
Oh,
for $9 for a pair. Now, if you go look at any lights that are supposed to go on like a 4x4 post size, you're spending probably $50 to $60 for maybe 6.
Yeah.
I need to replace 8. So $60 if I can find lights, which I can't, or I buy 30-something bucks in batteries, and I went, okay, well, I'm not happy about it.
Right.
So I buy $40-ish in batteries with tax and whatnot, and I come home and I'm like, I gotta get the lights out of the fucking trash.
You dumpster diver.
God damn it. So I am back in the trash,
and I hope that none of them are broken.
I mean, I didn't. Well, I mean, who's to say? There was probably state change.
Fucker.
I mean, they were just dumped in. So now I'm back into my original thing of refreshing. So if you're a person that's looking to refresh it, here's what I did. I got a 600 grit sandpaper, 1,000 and 3,000 grit sandpapers. So you're going to sand at those stages the solar panels on top. Really, you want to sand off probably that discoloration, that cloudy, crusty goop that's on top of the solar panel.
It's like refinishing a headlight.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
600, 1,000, 3,000. Soap and water, you're kind of wet sanding those. You'll be able to tell you're going to get it nice and smooth again.
Yeah.
But then it will cloud over once they dry.
Yeah.
I bought a clear gloss can of like outdoor Rust-Oleum, cut out a square the size of the panel itself out of cardboard, and then took turns on each panel as I replaced the battery. Then
so you're basically clear coating
the top
of the solar panel.
Will it be as good as original? No. I'll get maybe a season, probably less given our current climate, heat and whatnot, and solar berating. Fucking anyway, but better than nothing. And if I had automotive like 2-part clear coat, I would probably get pretty even closer to OEM, but I don't have that, and I wasn't willing to spend.
That's expensive stuff.
That's expensive stuff, and I didn't have any to lose. So 600, 1,000, 3,000, a clear coat on top. It took me probably an hour and a half to 2 hours to do the complete process, and because of the heat, the paint was drying super quick. And mechanically, I think I lost 2 of the lights to age. Like the switch wasn't quite toggling anymore, and it was like locked into on. And even with the new battery, it wasn't
maybe
happy.
Rusty or something.
Right. But I had enough. I'd saved and refreshed enough of the ones with new batteries and refreshing the solar panels that I've got at least one for each of the hooks on the shepherd's hooks. And so I've got like a small amount of symmetry. Mm-hmm. I've got leftover hook space, but I got to reuse something at a fraction of the cost,
right,
and a fraction of the hate for not being able to find something.
Well, you're telling this story, and I'm like, but didn't you try and at least look up those batteries on Amazon?
I didn't, because I was going bang, bang, bang through a bunch of yard projects, and I didn't necessarily have the. Like I said, once I opened the battery
research
compartment,
mine wasn't there.
With my Amazon Basics rechargeable in my hand, and I open the battery cover, and I go, wait, what the fuck is this? And I went, what? And then I did the sizing, and it was like Peter North to Dwarf Wang, and I went, no, this is not going to fit. And then the small thought, like, could I just pull out the contacts or just cut the plastic? And then I went, no. Like, I'm not, no. And then they went straight to the fucking garbage can, because I'm like, this motherfucking goddamn fucking special proprietary battery. It's like Packard Bell computers and their power supplies all over again. It's like, what? I can't put what?
Yeah.
Ooh, pissed. Yeah. So I didn't even look. I went straight from there to how fast can I get a replacement light solution
Yeah.
And I was already like, well, I'll just have to put that at the back of the list now.
Well, that's kind of the difference. I think those are one of those things where it's like you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you spend decent amount of money on a set of LED lights for your backyard, they're typically going to last you several seasons.
Right.
Whereas if you go with the cheap stuff, you might get a couple of seasons tops.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you can tell, you know, anyone that's put probably the under $30 for 8 solar lights.
Yeah.
Your panels probably do the oxidation after a season or 2, or start to peel up. There's like all kinds of mechanical failures. The plastic actually starts to decay.
Right.
But if you're spending a little bit more money, you get, congratulations, proprietary batteries and something that probably has a better chance at a refresh. But I'll get, now that I know the batteries, I won't get so pissed off and tilted that, I'll just go and look. And for $9, I can replace these.
I mean, as long as the panels are making power,
right?
You're going to be okay.
And at some point, if I run across some automotive clear coat, like I'm looking to refresh my dad's headlights, I would not put a temp Rust-Oleum clear coat on headlights. I would want something that's like I bought something for the Miata that's a ceramic coating.
I have actually a 2-part clear coat, but it's a flat.
No,
it's not a.
Yeah, you want like a gloss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought those. The 2-part clear coat was purchased for the Cadillac wheels.
Oh,
so that's what I've been.
You didn't, because that has like a shelf life, right? Like you didn't mix it already, or does it? How does that work?
Well, I bought a can for every wheel.
Okay.
So if I'm doing a wheel, I'm going to use that can for that wheel, and if I don't finish, because I'm doing them one at a time, because I can't get all the 4 wheels off at the same time,
right,
on my car. So you can though put them in the freezer. Once you've popped it, you can put it in the freezer. It'll maintain it for, I don't know, probably not as long as you want, but probably for about a month or so. But yeah, I have a can for every wheel essentially, so it's enough to do. It's enough to do a wheel.
Yeah, I'd look because like I said, I'm getting ready to. The Miata needs has a little bit of yellowing, but I figured why not refresh it, and the Dodge needs full work done. But I'm like, I would want to do that right. It's because that's driving and headlights. Like, why would you not? Why would you tempt that?
Right.
So I had looked briefly, but I'm like, I'm not. If these have shelf lives, I don't want to buy a really good pair of, and like start the project and end up having to do something else, and now I've lost a $20-$30 can of 2-part clear coat.
Headlight wise, there's a product called Plastix, Plastix, which is a good headlight polish. If you don't want to go through the sandpaper route, it's not as good as going through the sandpaper route because it's not that abrasive. But it does a good job of like a very temporary cleanup of your headlights. It'll come back probably in about 2 months. Unless you coat it with something.
I think the one I got it's in the house was Cerakote, Cerakote.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
But that's the sandpaper. It's not whatever their coating is, like some. Yeah. The new.
Usually it's some sort
thingy.
of like glossy UV protector of some
I saw some guy use it to replace. He was like doing like a demo on a CRV that had. Like, how are these headlights even projecting anything?
Right.
Sandpaper and wet sand, and then the coating, and it's amazing to me how much of a difference a crystal clear pair of headlights can uplook a vehicle.
Yeah.
Like, you could have faded paint-ish and be kind of like, but if your lights look crystal clear, it looks like a new vehicle.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. The other one is Chemical Guys has a headlight restorer product. It's okay. I like plastics better than the chemical guy stuff.
What have you used it on?
Well, the Civic.
When you had it?
And then the CRV.
Oh. Yeah.
And Melly's Forester.
Really?
Yeah. Melly's Forester needs more work than what I've given it. I've typically, at this point, I've been using the chemical guy stuff, which doesn't really give me the it doesn't clean them up as much as her headlights actually need some actual work, and I just haven't had the time to put into it.
So is it more like a buffing compound style?
Yeah.
And then something on top? Is that what it does?
Well, they don't give you anything on top. It's supposed to have some UV protectant built into it, but I don't know how good it is. And then
because that seems like that's the two methods. You've got one that's like a
polishing
compound that just buffs the shit out of the light, and then the other way is like there's more labor intensive sandpaper. Through the grits.
There's a lot of videos on YouTube, actually, if this is something you're interested in doing. I know there's a South Main Auto channel has a headlight restoration thing that he's done. And then who's the other guy? Oh, I can't think of his channel. He's really popular, though. He has done, I think he did like a PT Cruiser's headlights were really fogged. I can't think of his name. Anyway, but there's if you do a search on YouTube for headlight restoration, you can find all kinds of stuff.
There's tons of stuff. Yeah. And I would say, I mean, if you're someone that's got
Chris Fix, that's who.
Yeah, his stuff. If you're someone that's got those kind of, it's not a bridge too far.
It's not uncommon,
and it's something you probably want. There's a huge peace of mind when you can actually see, and your headlights are doing what they should be. Give it some thought. Yeah,
because basically the light just illuminates the lens instead of projecting through it.
Yeah,
and that's not good.
No,
because you cannot see.
That's ass.
Yeah,
that's no good. No bueno.
No bueno. But yeah, that's an interesting thing. And Chris Fix actually shows he had some kind of coating he was spraying on that he was showing you. If you want to make it permanent, do this.
Really?
And I forget what the product was that he sprayed on there, but it was similar to like we were talking about, like a
2-part clear coat.
Yeah, clear coat of some kind. But interesting stuff.
Yeah.
If you have the time to do it and your headlights are ass, that's definitely worth it.
When I get the 2 cars here done, I'll check back in and let you know how it played out.
Yeah.
Because.
So the Miata's got a bunch of yellowing?
It's not a lot.
No. Yeah.
But it can't be unseen.
Yeah.
And since I know that the Dodge needs to get done, I figured if I'm going to put Piper in the Miata, I would rather have it done so that there was never any reason to suspect that she wasn't getting full projection out of the tools afforded to her, kind of thing.
Now, like I said, I will say if you go with the polishing compounds kind of stuff like plastics or like chemical guys or whatever it is, the fix won't last very long. It'll come back.
Yeah.
Because essentially what you're getting is oxidation on the plastic and it turns yellow from the sun. And the polishes will just get rid of that. And it doesn't go very far down into the plastic. And it will just keep coming back. So you're going to constantly be in this loop of cleaning them off.
Once you have yellowing, it's something that you're going to be chasing.
Yes.
It's just how far off do you put the re-maintenance of it in the method that you're probably going to choose to apply.
Right.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
We're at time.
That's it?
Yeah. I mean, otherwise we would go another hour 30.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to say tomorrow is Data's birthday, so
happy birthday, Data's.
If you're around thinking about somebody's birthday, think of Data's birthday. It's tomorrow.
# happy birthday, Data's.
Yeah. So happy birthday, and I'm good, man. Like, wear your mask.
Wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Return the cart.
Do the kindness.
We'll catch you next week. Wait.
Get the shot.
Get the shot. Yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
There's fucking all kinds of rewards in California now for going and getting your shot.
I'm waiting to see if I'm a winner.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see.
5 million?
I don't know. Something like that. I won't win.
Neither will I. Shit. If I can't win lotto, I'm not going to win for a vaccine.
No.
But I'll, hope and pray.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Talk to you later.
We'll catch you next week.
Bye.
It's hot.
Is that the branding iron? No. It is your Wang Chung
It is.
in my bed.
It is your throbbing member.
But it is weird because I do not see you. Just I feel your throbbing
That's
junk.
it. That's it. I feel nothing else in your presence but Wang.